bastard sermon, you motherfuckers.
Welcome to another episode of the Bastard Sermon. I'm one of your three hosts, Cody Hucker.
Luke Young.
Lloyd Johnson.
And we just spent the last hour and fucking 30 minutes. Really, I've been here since like fucking what time? 5:30?
Yep.
What time is it now, boys?
8:30.
Cool. So, no, it's 9 o'clock. It's
Oh,
almost
9.
fucking 9 o'clock. So what is that? That's 3.5 hours I've spent tinkering and dicking around. And I got everything set up. I got both of our cameras set up. I got the monitor set up. It started acting funny once I got the monitor set up. And I was like, okay, cool. Probably just needs to reset. I reset, and now this motherfucker says overcurrent, and it keeps not letting me turn on the fucking computer. So no video again. Son of a fucking bitch. Suck my dick. Fuck you. Fuck.
We had it already, and we're like, it was like, hey, let's record. And then Cody's like, hey, Lloyd.
Oh, it would have damaged the computer for sure if I
Do
would
you
have
have another
recorded.
monitor?
No, see, the monitor was going to help me tremendously, and then plugging the monitor in ruined everything. And now me and Lloyd are going to be here until 2 in the morning trying to figure out what the fuck's wrong with the computer, probably.
Dope.
I'm guessing.
That's fine.
You're not, but
No.
you're for sure not. So we spent a lot of time thinking, like, it'll be worth it. There's going to be video. Everything's going to be worth it. Luke's not going to sleep tonight so that we can have video. And here we are with not only no video, but now we don't have a fucking computer to look at videos on. God damn it. This is a hell of a way to start a podcast.
Or
But
a guest.
Yeah, no guest. You want to, yeah, what happened with the guest? What happened?
Our guest's daughter got COVID. So
Sucks to suck.
So, yeah, the guest daughter's dying, and so did our computer in hopes of a fucking podcast with cameras. God damn it. What a way to go from what a great... You guys were expecting another great podcast, and I am so mad right now that I can't fucking see straight. I don't even know how I'm going to record a podcast. I'm so upset. I want to keep dicking with it while you guys record, but I know that's a terrible idea and not feasible, and I was dicking with it, and this shit was turning on and off, so... Yeah, I don't know that turning it on and off is going to help at all, but you go ahead. If it makes you feel better, it'll make me feel better. Just keep pressing that on
it
button.
just amused me to push the button again.
Yeah.
It'll at some point it'll come on while someone's saying something about something, and Cody will be like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
And he'll shut it down immediately.
Fucking thing says overcurrent it doesn't even say has been detected. It says overcurrent have been detected on your USB device. System will shut down in 15 seconds. Does it have a fucking Trojan horse virus on it?
I have no idea.
What kind of child porn were you downloading when I gave you this?
All of it.
All of it? But what kind?
You thoroughly inspected the computer for like
Inspected nothing.
3.5 hours.
Yeah, that's all I
before.
was doing. Just inspect, like, what's Luke been downloading? Going through search history. He's pointing. He wants ice.
Ice. I got you.
Wait, can you get my monster out of the fridge, too? It's a little green monster. God fucking damn it. I'm so frustrated. I don't even know where to go. I don't even know where to fucking start with this podcast. I was expecting to have a good-ass time because it was work. We had it all hotkeyed up so I can go back and forth. So we had a professional setup for once. Guys, you don't know what the fuck you're missing. I was, like, elated this whole fucking time.
Yeah, we had video, easily switch back and forth, the whole nine.
Two cameras. Now we have nothing.
Just, last minute it fucked up, but we'll fix it, and it'll be there for next time. So
Yeah. God damn it. All right.
Cody,
So,
learn something from Frozen and just let it go.
So
Yeah.
today I watched this video. I watched a compilation video actually of windmills like exploding or catastrophically failing. And in the middle of the compilation, I saw this one video that made me feel terrible watching it. Because, like, all the videos were cool. They would spin, and, like, windstorms would hit, and they'd, like, whip out of control and explode. But then this one video plays in the middle of the compilation. You just see this sweet-looking bird, big as fuck, just flying, just minding its own business. And this big old windmill blade is karate chop. And you know it just shattered this bird's wing like into a billion pieces.
Just broke everything inside of it.
Everything inside of it, this hollow ass bird. And it just like a broken kite spirals in circles before it crashes. The camera zooms in on the bird while it's like just on the floor. In my head, birds screaming, but birds can't scream. So just like in its head, it's like, ah, you know, so, but.
Why are you laughing about this bird being decimated?
Dude, I don't know. But the bird was fucking huge, dude. I don't know how. It was like as big as that Thunderbird we thought was real.
Have I told you that you're a complete psychopath yet today?
You haven't actually.
Well, you're a
yet.
complete
You
fucking
failed
psychopath. Do we have the same phone?
Nope,
mine
no.
extra rich.
Mine's better than yours.
That's not true. There's no way that's possible.
No, I have the Galaxy Note 20
Oh,
Ultra.
I got the S21, bitch.
Ah.
Yes, but it's not a note because I don't need pictures that big because my penis is littler than yours.
Or he doesn't want a stylus for the same reason.
Yeah, that's the reason. I didn't hear it because I don't have the headphones on because I'm thinking if I dick with this computer enough, it's going to work, and it's not. So
I'll keep turning it on as long as you want to keep digging with it.
I'll keep dicking with it. You guys hold a podcast down, and I'll just keep fucking with this. If you guys don't hear me for the next 20 minutes because I'm trying to fix this fucking piece of shit goddamn fucking podcast, fuck me in the ass. All right, go ahead.
Dude, I think I've fallen in love with watching windmills explode though. I need to watch I need to watch more things like having catastrophic injuries.
That's so very like Bert Kreischer on Two Bears, kind of like specific of a thing. Like, dude, I'm obsessed.
You're right. He
100%.
The last time I heard him say that, he was obsessed with Indian haircuts.
Yeah, it's always something where you're like, what the
I mean, the
fuck?
ones where they have like a fucking Axe body spray with a lighter and they're
they're
torturing
just
dudes'
lighting
hair.
people on
Lighting
fire.
people's
to cut
eyebrows
their
on
hair.
fire.
Yeah.
Watch the
Shit
fail
like that.
videos for those.
But
It's the only way you get the smell of the Ganges River out of your hair, the fucking the river of bodies. It's the only way. You gotta light that shit on fire.
dude, it was
other way.
was so crazy watching them because I don't know what I was expecting, like watching these fucking things. Some of them are just exploding from like the main rotor of where it's spinning the blades, but some of them just like bend from increased like wind pressure. They'll just snap all the way over. But I watched this one. In my head, these things are huge, yeah, but they're not that heavy. I'm a fucking moron. You know, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I watched this one get completely uprooted. Like the ground it was built on and everything just came up, smashed right into the ground, left a windmill-shaped crater in the ground. Dirt rose up like a meteor impact or something. It was fucking mind-numbing, dude.
No, that shit like that. I love how many versions of something like that you can find. Like,
Yeah.
a buddy of mine sent me like a video one time of like at steel mills of like the things where they melt them down, like failing or falling apart.
Yeah.
And there's one where it's just giant. It looks like it's thousands of gallons where they melt steel. And it just comes undone on one side and just starts dumping molten steel all over the fucking place.
Oh, God.
And I was like, Jesus, that's fucking crazy. And then there were like 15 other fucking videos from different places where things like that had happened. I was like, I didn't know this was a thing at all. But now I know that it happens often enough that there's like a whole
Just
lane of
molten
videos
steel
you can
just
find.
Falls.
Yeah, like it's like a giant pot.
Yeah.
And literally on one whole side of it just comes undone from the thing supporting it. And it just dumps.
Just killing any factory worker below.
Well, yeah, luckily in the video there
hopefully.
weren't any, but it was just like one of those automated, like it was going to move over, and then just one whole piece of it just falls apart and just dumps all over everything.
I want to know the death statistics on those jobs, dude. It's got to be
Can't
crazy.
be great.
Dude, I used to work at this one factory. They made like they molded the bottles for like Valvoline shits and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Valvoline shits and whatnot. No, I honestly do not know what you mean.
Like engine bottles and whatnot. Engine fluid bottles. Yeah, just let it go and do the show.
I will never do that.
So anyways, working there, they've obviously got a bunch of warehouses all over the country that make these things. I mean, like they're produced all over the world. And they would have a constant morning update of like safety things. And it wasn't just like there was an account for days in our warehouse, and then there's one for international, like all over the country, all of our locations. It's been so many days since an injury or death. And
Did you ever see it above like 6?
Yeah, I was like a month in, and the meeting was we lost a man in Indianapolis. One of the automated forklifts impaled him up against the wall. And we just want to remind everybody, just when walking, stay on the walking paths and the yellow tape. And I'm like, oh my God, these robots are out to get me, dude. Like, this guy just for real died. And I watched them erase like the chalk counter and everything and write a 0-0. It was fucking brutal. It was sad.
I like that your immediate thoughts, they're out to get you.
They're out to get me.
You.
They're like, because it wasn't just like, we'll work on this issue. We're sorry it happened. It was like, you need to look out and stay in your lane. These things will get you if you don't walk in the assigned areas. They'll murder you. Cody is distracting the show.
What's because you're not wearing
No, I'm
headphones?
not. I'm trying to figure out why every time that turns on that I hear a whistling and a buzzing, even though it's not connected, which makes me think that this problem could be coming from that thing or one of the million fucking things we have plugged in. Hit it again, Lloyd. We're going to figure out the computer issues on the pod.
Damn
It's going to be the IT fucking podcast. I don't give
like
a fuck. Suck my balls. We gave them so much good content the last couple of fucking weeks. They could deal with the IT Tech podcast this week.
I've had such a terrible week since last Tuesday.
And I'm
I've been
ruining
looking
it.
forward to this.
And I've done nothing but make sure that you can't do the Patreon and fucking not listen to any of your stupid stories about robots or fucking people being impaled by forklifts or whatever the fuck else you were doing. Indian dude's hair's being lit on
man,
fire.
all my stupid fucking topics.
Yeah, all those dumb.
that I came up
those
with
dumb
because there
fucking
was
things.
going to be a show after you turned it on and did the introduction because you went right back into fixing the computer.
What do you want me to do?
Do the show!
Nobody else will fix it. Nobody else is gonna do this.
You could do this next
It's not like
Tuesday.
you're gonna. Yeah, I can do it next week. And while you're like, come on, tapping your clock and not, you're like showing me videos, distracting me the whole fucking time. You're doing everything except for helping me fix whatever the problem is. Just
What did I
tapping
do
your-
you to
tapping
distract
your
you
watch,
this
being
time
like,
besides
huh?
play
Huh?
you the music you
Take
asked me to play?
Yeah,
Take it
for you?
forever. Take it
Absolutely.
forever, Cody.
Luke, you did absolutely nothing. It's just his way of...
Exactly.
Yeah, he's right. No, you hear
Fuck
that?
you to death.
You hear that ringing?
I
in
do
the
hear
ear?
that little buzz, yeah. but-
That is the overcurrent. We can hear whatever the fuck the problem is, and I wish I could fix it, but I don't know how. All right, Lloyd, hit it again.
All right, so we had some...
God damn it, it didn't work again. Hey, but I don't hear the buzzing. You think that's a good sign, Luke?
I don't know. Is my mic unplugged? I don't know.
Put
No.
the headphones back on.
I was
Why
gonna
don't you have
put
your
headphones
headphones?
on.
Put your headphones on, you son
There's
of a
no
bitch.
video.
I know, but listen to your voice so that you could do good mic control. That's the whole point of having headphones, more so than
Oh,
video.
whatever.
No, not whatever. Every week I have to tell you to talk
He
into
talks the most clear he has since he put the headphones on. He's like,
I know,
"Oh,
right?"
whatever. Like right into the fucking mic after all of them have been
The
like...
fuck out of here.
Well, he's holding a glass stein of water like a fucking like a bar maiden in a medieval like Renaissance style tavern, just swashing it around over fucking
Bar
all this-
maidens do that?
Yeah,
While they're serving drinks, they're just swashing it around, dumping it everywhere?
by the bard. You're taking a break from playing your lute, and just sloshing your grog around over all the electricity. That's
I like that Cody just mixed like 7 different mythologies together all.
yeah, the
It's
lute.
like the Irish thing, which has nothing to do with like stringed instrument playing at all.
Yeah,
And then barmaids, which most of the Irish pubs didn't have at all.
or whores as I call them,
or whores.
bar whores as they prefer to be, because that's their proper pronoun.
Wenches.
Yeah,
If you
bar-
wanted insight into where Cody's met most of his girlfriends,
Zing!
some of them, a couple of them.
how many girls have
3/4.
you started dating that you didn't meet at a bar?
One.
All right.
Yeah, you didn't say fucked, but okay, that's a different number. But
No.
dated one, just the one.
I said girlfriends, meaning, you know.
Yeah, just the one. It was only the one. The
See?
other one I met through a friend, and then I met another one through
Tattoo shop.
tattoo, and then another one
That's the same as a bar.
tattoo or yeah, tattoo shop at a bar. It's pretty much the same
I
environment.
mean, same people.
Tomato, tomato. Filled with dirtbags.
when they get done tattooing, where do they go?
Filled with pure scumbags. All right, I should call my
That's
girlfriend and
all
let her know I'm
tattoo
gonna be
artists
really
do.
late.
They tattoo and then they drink, and then when they're done drinking, they go back to tattoo.
And then they find a boyfriend or girlfriend
Right.
for 6 to 8 months generally,
yeah.
and then they go back to going to the bar right after they're done tattooing. It's
You guys want to talk to Chrissy? I have to let her know that I'm gonna be super late.
yeah. Let's go.
Sure.
All right.
All right. Well, we sent out on Discord for a couple questions, so after this we'll get to some of those.
Your call has been forwarded to.
I'm
I
just
was
gonna
just-
keep calling until I
I was just answering like, what the fuck?
hear moaning. Oh, this is... Come on, answer. Son of a bitch.
Oh,
It's like-
shit.
That's
It's
fine.
like I can see the future.
All right, hit the power on the computer. I'm doing it for Luke now. For Luke's
I
fucking
know.
dead eyes, just shark. He has pure shark eyes right now, just black, charcoal black shark eyes, just like filled with soulless emptiness and hatred for
His
me.
freckles have realigned
contempt.
across the top of his forehead to say "fuck you, Cody."
Are you for real frustrated about
No.
the way this podcast is going?
No.
I feel like it's not that bad, right? I've listened to Come Down
Oh, it's
episodes.
probably going to be pretty mediocre.
Yeah, it's
Hey.
not our best work. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. This isn't going to be our finest hour.
No.
No, I mean, it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. Stick around to the Patreon. That's going to be worth $5, I promise. But it's just me and Lloyd going through old books, blowing dust off of them. I'm wishing I could participate in drinking that's going on.
Oh, see, I tried to have a straight edge guy on and then a sober counselor guy the next week, and one of them bailed on me. So I'm trying to be on your team here.
And then Luke destroyed the video and made the computer not work.
I know.
Yeah,
Luke
that's what I did.
Luke
When you're-
single-handedly ruined the podcast.
When you were in the bathroom, he was spitting into the back of the computer.
Could you imagine some maniac dude, just trying to spit in the back of someone's computer, like hoping that's what's
Here's the
gonna
fucked up
destroy
part. I just realized that if that was what you're doing, I would not have said anything about it this deep in.
Really?
Like if you would really just like sabotage him working that hard and being that
it. You would
happy.
have just shut up the whole time.
Yes, I would not have said a fucking word. I realize that now as I'm saying it out loud that if you'd done it, I totally would have.
You would have went with it?
Yeah.
Why?
absolutely.
You hate me?
Notes for the future. Gotcha.
Chaos, bro.
Gotcha.
You're an agent of chaos?
He's chaotic neutral.
Oh, you're the Joker.
No, I'm not going that route. I'm just saying like
No,
just
no,
the
no.
idea
You're
of-
saying you're the Joker. I get
if
it.
that was something that was in his head
We
to
should paint
fuck
your
with
face.
you, as much as I see the messages of you being like, "Bitch, why isn't this posted on time?" If that was his
Okay,
response,
For sure, I never call him a bitch in those messages.
I mean, you do.
never.
You don't.
never.
You don't type it out, but we get. we read between the lines on those.
I feel like how many side conversations happen where you're just like, Cody doesn't mean it, or like so. Or I feel
We
like
haven't
there's-
had any.
At
No, I
some
don't-
point you've had to have been like,
The same way I wouldn't
Cody's
say
a
anything about
douchebag.
him spitting into the computer, I wouldn't have a side conversation about.
how do you like watching me and Luke just bicker back and we're just me? It's really just me bickering at Luke. How do you? Because you never respond ever to any of those messages. You
No,
just read
because
it.
you don't want me to,
I really don't. I'm like, stay the fuck out of this.
which I do.
I want to yell at Luke.
Like I said, there's been one or two at like 8:30 in the morning where like I'll hear the message go off and I wake up and I see it's just like Cody like
Being a cunt.
being like, "Luke, why didn't this go?" And I'm like, everything in me wants to be like, "Hey, fuck you! I was still asleep." This is,
Like start lighting my microphones on fire.
yeah, like you just come back and everything you own that's here is like in my freezer.
Yeah, just in fucking. Oh, here's Chrissy. You guys want to talk to her still?
Let's go.
Wait, you want to hear my ringtone for a minute?
Not at all. That needs to stop for sure.
That was the worst.
Hey, you're on the podcast. We didn't start recording until 18 minutes ago because I set up an entire. I'm telling you, the listeners already know this, but you don't know this. But I set up an entire video thing and it didn't work. So now and the guest didn't come, so it's just us three and now you. And I'm gonna be really late to seeing you. Come over to Lloyd's.
Okay, I can't come over to Lloyd's because I have to stay with the dogs.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I'm gonna be late coming to you. I'm sorry in advance.
It's okay. I smoked a joint and now I'm eating SpaghettiOs.
Tell the listeners where they can get a tattoo. Tell the listeners where you're at now. Plug your shop and shit.
Nightshade Inc.
Where's it at?
315 West 4th Street.
315 West 4th Street. Go and get a fucking tattoo by my girlfriend. She's awesome.
Do it.
Yeah, she's great. Nightshade Inc. It's a fucking great tattoo shop. Go and follow them.
It's
All right.
filled with hot dudes and
Okay.
chicks.
All right. This is a bad way to do this. I love you. Bye.
I love you too, nerd.
I love you too.
I love you, Lloyd.
Yay.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Okay,
right.
that was the thing. What were we talking about before? This is the tone of the podcast.
All right, so we're gonna go to the Discord questions.
Yes.
Oh, we have a Discord. How do people get to that before you do the questions?
You bother me or Clint or someone just message us on any social media and you'll get it somehow.
That's why Luke gets yelled at in the chats privately, by the way. That attitude about the fucking...
Well, like, because
the fans
Discord's
being
all
able
about
to-
invite. It's
Yeah,
not
you
like
have
you
to
can go to
invite, yeah.
discord.com/thebastardsermon because it's not how it works. You have to get an invite to the Discord page for
Okay,
the
but
Bastard
sound
Sermon.
excited about getting the fans involved in our fucking podcast, you son of a bitch.
Go ahead and invite us on all those social media platforms, gang, and I'll get that invite to you right away.
Oh, god damn you. I hate you.
I don't know why, but he just sounded like Theo Vaughn on like King and the Sting. Whenever like Brendan's like,
Oh,
"Hey,
you
you
just
gotta sell
bugged
some
me
shit," he's
out.
like, "Yeah, buzz, stink."
Yeah,
Buzz
God
Buck
forbid
gang,
you do anything more than show up and talk into the microphones.
Oh wait,
Piece of shit.
that's all I do.
All right. Okay.
right.
Bastards.
So Crunch Bite, that's Clint. correct?
Indeed.
He said, "I'd like to hear your thoughts on the recent installment of Jake Paul fighting MMA guys."
I think they should fucking get it over with. I'm tired of them not fucking.
I'm tired of them.
It's really bothering
I'm
me.
fucking with you. They do just need to get a confess coming.
That's sweet black on white action. Or white on black. I don't know. I have no preference for how it goes.
He's all right.
All right, so yeah, he fought Tyron Woodley.
Right. So what he's doing is, from my perspective, props to him. He's picking guys that have a big name who aren't great strikers. Like Tyron Woodley, Ben Askren, both wrestlers. Tyron Woodley has some knockouts and stuff, but if you understand how like striking in MMA works, if you can make someone constantly concerned that you're going to go for a takedown, it opens up a lot in striking, which has led Tyron Woodley to be able to have a handful of knockouts. I mean, in my opinion, his best one being knocking out Nate Marquardt in Strikeforce with an elbow against the cage, but it literally was Nate Marquardt backing himself to the cage and putting his hips high so he didn't get taken down.
Right.
And Tyron coming over the top with an elbow that was unexpected. That until he fights a striker or a boxer of some sort, dude, I mean, props on making a whole bunch of money, but he's not begging for fights with guys that are, there's a handful of dudes who've, their UFC contract has expired or they've been let go from the UFC that are around the right weight that are actually like decent strikers. He's not clamoring after any of them. Nick Diaz is coming back to fight Robbie Lawler, but he could have easily have set that fight up a few months ago before that contract was reinitiated, but he doesn't want that. Joe Schilling has offered to fight him. He doesn't fucking want that. I can't remember the kid's name, but a guy that trains under John Wayne Parr, who's got like a real big following in the kickboxing world. He's thrown his name in that.
So that's just a way for both of them to make a fuck ass load of money, and all they got to do is pretend to hate each other, and people will talk about it like we are right now, and then you'll get a mediocre ass fight with Pete Davidson fucking getting high in the background while Snoop Dogg does shitty commentary while they're they all make $1 billion, and then everybody laughs about what a joke it is and how it's a waste of time, and then they'll do it until
Didn't happen this time.
Wait, what didn't happen this time?
That didn't happen this time because
the fight already happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
That
Sunday.
fight that fight was hosted through Triller, which is why they had all those party weirdos running the whole thing. This one was hosted by Showtime.
Yeah, this is
Oh.
Showtime.
So
pay-per-view,
Showtime was like, we're gonna get real people.
They made a fat bag of cash.
to do. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Who won?
But
Tyron Woodley?
No.
Jake Paul won by
By
decision,
decision.
which
How?
He shouldn't have.
it was close enough that if I was a judge,
So that guy is a good fighter, right? Everybody gives him shit, but he's a good fighter, right? Like you couldn't beat him up, could you?
I'm starting
I
to
would
think he
I
could.
would feel comfortable standing with him.
Yeah.
I would definitely feel comfortable. Like if we did an MMA match, I would definitely feel comfortable.
All right.
Like if I could take him down, he has good basic stand up.
He's not a bitch though. Everybody wants to paint Jake Paul as a bitch.
No.
but
He's
not.
tough. He's a tough kid. Well, I mean, his wrestling background, him and his brother both were like really good wrestlers.
And he talks good shit, right? He pisses
And-
people off so much that he's doing the fucking Money Mayweather shit.
Well, right, but my
Everybody
point
wants him
is-
to lose, and he just keeps winning.
My point is, my opinion of somebody changes when I know they've went through wrestling to some degree. Like, as all the things in my life that like gave me like an understanding of what like really putting work into something is, wrestling's near the top of the list.
That and getting molested by my priest when I was 14. Those two things really define me.
Yeah,
You,
I mean,
you know what? I made that joke at the workshop, and they were like, "Don't do that unless it really happened."
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
I made a I was molested joke by my priest at the workshop, and they were like, "Don't do that unless it really happened."
Yeah,
and I was
it's
like, "Really?" And they're like, "Yeah, hacky comics do that." And I was like, "Okay."
it's very, very overdone.
I'm not a comedian. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing
Right.
a
I
shitty
was just
podcast
making a
about
funny
IT.
joke about how I just did that, and they were like, "Yeah, don't do that."
Yeah, which I mean, I would agree with.
Yeah, if I was taking this shit to a state, if I wasn't just stealing Cumtown and putting a slightly different twist on everything that I'm saying, then yeah, I'd agree with you. But fucking son of a fucking bitch, it's not working
So
again.
we
You were distracting me, so I figured I would distract you back.
Thank you.
while we were talking about it before we started recording during the failed setup, we,
Don't look at me. Don't say failed setup and just make dead eye contact with me. Suck my whole dick.
Do it like four
I
more
was
times.
looking up things on Google to talk about, right, for topics, because I left my notebook, and it said that Jake Paul has made an update as of yesterday at 6:35 p.m. on Twitter. He made a tweet saying, "Updated status: retired boxer."
He'll get over that. That's normal early in a lot of people's careers when they have a tough fight. Like Tyron Woodley hit him with a shot that almost put him out, and the bell kind of saved him. I think it was the fourth round.
Uh-huh.
God, I wish I didn't watch it and know that much.
I watched highlights day after.
I watched it as it happened.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I
can't
saw
help-
Tyron Woodley talk a bunch of shit to Jake Paul.
Yeah, Tyron Woodley should have knocked Jake Paul out. Tyron
I
Woodley
didn't.
went in the same way that. I'll put it this way.
You
If
think
this
these are all
was-
setup fights?
No,
Yeah.
I'll say if this was 7-8 years ago, Tyron Woodley would have fucking pieced him.
But do you think it's a setup? You think he could have made some extra side cash by fucking rigging this thing?
Nah, I don't think Tyron's that dude. Like his shitty rap career and everything else around. I think he really does think that much of himself that it would be hard. I'd be hard pressed to see him like.
Willing to lose?
Yeah.
On purpose?
Now the problem is like his last like 5 fights in the UFC. Everyone had the critique of like, oh, he's not attacking at all.
Yeah, Jake Paul should fight Chuck the Iceman Liddell next. Watch Chuck just come out there all shaky and Parkinson's and
Yeah, I'd
fucking
say
to have a seizure before the first.
Chuck wouldn't show up on time because he can't read addresses anymore.
Chuck is fucked, right?
Yeah,
There's nothing.
if you put numbers and letters together, he just cries.
He just cries.
He just curls up in a ball with his 2 hot girlfriends and cries.
Just
but,
pressed between their tits.
No, but like I said,
Hot popcorn.
props to him. Yeah, that bag's really awesome to hear. But
How about that? You guys like that
I
sound?
want to kill myself. So
how about this?
bad.
Do you like this?
Oh, come on. Why would you do it to me? All right, I get it. Fine. I'll stop with the fucking balance. Fucking dickhead. Oh, God.
You just gave me a 1 button. Shut up. I love it. I'm gonna continue to sabotage this.
Well, shit, what's going to happen now?
No, but I'll give the Paul brothers fucking props, man. Like they're fighting guys that
They're hella hot. And
well, they
fuck
just
their mouths.
know that it's not going to go completely terrible for them. Like I said, there's a dozen fights I've seen proposed to either of them that they've just been like, I'm not even going to acknowledge this thing, even though it would be
But isn't
very
it,
profitable and whatever. They keep fighting guys that have a name that are not high-end strikers so that their middle-of-the-pack boxing skills will see them through. Except, I mean, like, fighting Mayweather...
I was just gonna say, like, isn't that like Mayweather fought who? Logan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Logan fought him, and then before Logan fought Mayweather, who did he fight? Like a YouTuber? I
Yeah,
think it was
somebody.
just Jake's been the one making the moves. I think Logan's just
Well, again, Logan fighting Mayweather, when you go in weighing 40 pounds more than the person you are fighting,
yeah.
and it's a retired fighter who's, had 7 surgeries in the past 4 years,
Yeah.
probably him being a fucking 50-0 undefeated fighter, blah, blah, that's great. But he's also 40 something fucking years old and hasn't been training regularly and been, like I said, surgery pieced together for the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Also, not somebody who gives a shit. He hasn't. What does Mayweather have to prove to anybody at this point?
Not a goddamn thing.
So if you're like, hey, we'll pay you $100 million to get in this guy in a ring with a guy who outweighs you by 40 fucking pounds and do a fight that would never be sanctioned by any athletic commission anywhere, yeah, I would do it too. So like, I'm looking at it from their side of things, where you're talking about $500 million generated from their fights. That's two idiot YouTube guys that really are fans of boxing and really are trying to learn it, that have made $500 million fucking dollars doing this. So as much as I want to be like, fuck this, it's causing a problem for combat sports, and which it is, and it's taking away from the legit side of.
Yeah.
But if I was either of them, I'd sign that contract every time. So
For sure. But also, just because it's awesome and it makes money for them doesn't make it fucking awesome or cool.
No. Not even
I fucking hate them so much.
I would rather it not be happening at all. But that thing inside my brain that makes me go, if you were in their spot. So I can't blame them, because I would absolutely do it. Like, their YouTube following went to shit and they found a new way to create $500 million in 3 years.
It only went to shit because YouTube changed their algorithm, and they were doing adult content, but they were still labeling it and pushing it to children and making children buy their merch. And when YouTube was like, hey, you can't do that anymore.
I mean, it really came down to that fucking Japanese suicide forest video.
That was like 5 or 6 years ago. He's been very profitable from YouTube and his podcast after.
What I'm saying is that's what started the changes.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that's
went.
what started. Like, YouTube isn't forever. Like, I need to start looking for things outside of this.
YouTube started changing things
right after that,
like in a way that really impacted them. And they tried to do like a Twitch thing for a little while, and they just didn't catch it.
Got on the Fortnite train when it was hot,
and it just didn't catch because they weren't into it. So no, like, that's one of those.
They also sucked.
What's I'm saying? Like, that's one of those like subcultures you really have to be into what they're into for them to pay attention to you at all.
Yeah.
You don't get to sit on your laurels as far as like, oh, I'm famous from this, so it transfers to this. You go to Twitch, you have to have something that people care about or want to pay attention to. But to get back to the point of the question, I hate that it's happening.
Yeah.
But I can't take it away from anyone involved. Like, Ben Askren made more money than he's ever made for a fight to go in a few months after a hip replacement, completely out of shape, know he's going to get knocked out, and make over $1 million. I can't be mad at that either way. I think it's terrible for combat sports in general. I wish that somebody would step in and be like, hey, let's
cripple them.
Not cripple them, but let's maybe put them against people on their level that are actually strikers.
Yes.
Like, make it a little
Let's
closer
take these
to
men's
legit.
lives from them forever and never allow them to even walk again.
Correct.
Hey, you shit on
Because
me for
I
burning
don't-
grandma's pictures, but
because I don't enjoy what they're doing. I think they should be
They
crippled.
need to lose the ability to enjoy
They should
life
be-
to the fullest.
They should be quadriplegics from now on.
But here's
I
the
would
thing.
like
Thank
if their kids didn't get the full satisfaction of them being
See,
around.
you get it, Cody.
But again, as much as I want to shit on them, they're bringing up like fighter pay and the UFC, fighter pay in boxing, all these things that are issues in combat sports that they really are addressing.
Yeah.
And they're paying the people on their cards well. Like Tyson Fury's half brother that just fought on that card, he made more for that fight than he's ever made for any fight in his life by a good margin. And he fought a guy that everyone knew he was going to fucking beat. And he, went from 6-0 to 7-0 for fighting a nobody, basically.
Right.
That's interesting. But what do you think about if I pulled if I took the USB that's connecting the mic and then you hit the button again? What do you think about that?
I hate the one aspect that you point out is what I like, that the other fighters are getting an easy bag and that's about it. But everything else I hate, because as far as I'm concerned, it's like this, right? So these guys threw their own birthday party and it's not even their birthday, and they invited all of their friends and everybody to come over. And then they said, "Good job. I'm so proud of you. Here's even more money than you spent into making this party." And then people just love them more. And that's the end of it, and it continues. Because it's not like they deserved to fight the people they ever did. They were like, "I'm going to pay you this much money to agree firsthand. Here's another amount of money after the fight, whether you win or lose. And then I'm going to look great because I can say I faced you whether I lost or won. And now I'm going to build my name into some sort of made-up, fictional, legendary status that I can big dick brag about because I never really earned this ever. Actually, I paid for it." And that's what I hate. It's a discrepancy in real honor. And I know that's not a real thing, but it bothers me so much.
Here's, I think, the part you might be missing. The first loss for either of them could easily derail the whole thing.
Oh, you're completely correct because that's what
so they
everyone
really are
wants.
taking a risk.
Yes.
But also, do this. If you were them and you got to throw yourself a birthday party and make money,
Yes.
would you do it?
Yes.
So you can hate them for that, but why?
I don't think I'd throw myself a birthday party.
If you knew that you could make $500,000 by throwing yourself a shitty birthday party at a fucking house you're renting,
I probably would have stuck with the Twitch streaming stuff.
that was making it $25,000 a month as opposed to $500,000 in a day.
That's fine. I would have been happier.
Yeah, Luke's an idiot. I don't
Yeah,
know what to tell you.
My point is
I
that
would have taken the less money for sure. I would have been a lot happier.
as much as I want to be on the track you're on, I have a real hard time going like, oh, I wouldn't do that. I would do that. I would absolutely do what they're doing.
And then on the other point of they're pointing out like they're raising the notice to fighters not getting paid dick, which is a very fair point. It's true, they don't get paid dick. But then as soon as I hear that, it's like Marvel DC villain shit. Like the villain with all the money. Like, you see what they can't do, but I can do for you with all this money. This is what they should have been doing for you this whole time. You need to step it up.
So what you're saying is you need a fighter that turns into a Gundam.
Yes, I need a lightsaber wielding, fucking transformer riding fighter to kill them.
Gay sex condom.
A gay sex Gundam to kill them for good and
With dudes
light.
that have sex with each other.
That's kind of awesome.
That are also Gundams.
I like Cody hearing like 1 out of 4 words as he's like trying to do other shit.
Yeah, I've given up on this podcast. You guys just as soon
Yeah, I
as you started
hate you
talking
so
UFC,
much.
I clocked out completely. I
Alright,
was like,
so,
I have nothing to contribute at all to UFC except for, you want to hear another joke about another penis in a man's mouth? Because that's what I've got to contribute to fucking
Alright.
UFC.
Next to
So I feel like
score.
we covered that one. Next one is from Erica, T-Bone's wife.
What's up, Erica?
It would be cool to know what movie you guys are watching for LLC, so maybe people could pre-watch.
True Romance, baby.
That's right. True romance.
Unless we do one this weekend and Cody can't be there.
Which is probable. It's a big possibility because, see, the way my time's set up, that's a fucking go check out Kill Tony. There's a Malcolm. He's not even on there anymore, but he was a fucking great. Never mind. It's his joke, but set up differently. But yeah. So True Romance is my favorite fucking movie, and I want to watch that on Bastard LLC because I want to not hate that podcast the whole time that I'm on it, which seemed to be the objective the first time that we did the show together. It was like, how do we make Cody hate this shit, this fucking podcast that we're doing at 3:00 in the morning?
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. It definitely was
the
fun.
second one was
Even better.
I loved the second time. The
Yeah.
second time was a lot of fun.
Less
Luke
people
was
is
so
more fun.
fucking high
He does that.
watching that movie that,
Yeah.
like I said, if you listen to it, there's one point where he literally fell asleep sitting straight up.
Yep.
Oh, dude, that was half of the original Bastard sermon was just him fucking like getting tired eyes. Even on guests that he liked, he would say that they were boring. It had nothing to do with they were boring. He would
That's not
hit his
true.
fucking dab pen that he would smack on. He would just rip this dab pen, and then you just see his eyes, one be in one direction, the other would be closing and like fluttering and shit, and he'd just be barely hanging on to reality. He'd be having a fucking full-on Indian vision quest in the like there's fucking trees turning into faces in his head, and there's It's like the whitest kids you know. Rest in peace, Trevor, fucking whatever his name is. Moore, but yeah, the B-A-N-A-N-A-S, B-A-N-A-N-A-S, and that's going through Luke's head while there's a monkey playing cymbals and shit like that, and then fucking he would hear, and what do you think about that, Luke? And he'd be like, yeah, me too.
Hot dog water.
Hot dog water. And then he would black out and fucking bang his noggin on the side of the thing. We had to turn the podcast off, smelling salts and a fucking cold rag on his forehead and shit like that. It was wild.
That never happened.
It happened so many times. He doesn't even remember. He's all the concussions.
It's
Check the back of your head. You have staples right now from when the last time that happened. Yeah.
He really did check.
That's how high Luke gets. He has no idea if I'm kidding or not. He's
No,
like, that probably never happened.
Luke and Sarah.
I was destroyed. Yeah.
I was like, Luke and Sarah were like passing different types of weed back and forth.
Dude,
which was,
so like it was the last time I was here to hang out with you and her. I don't know if it was for was it the last? No.
Oh, come on.
What was the last fight? Right.
Yeah.
The last time I was here for a
we're
fight.
watching the PFL fights.
And she's telling me about like her favorite strand is papaya, and she's like been trying to get her hands on white papaya and all this stuff. And I come over for Bastard LLC 2.0, and she's like, as soon as I walk through the door, she's like, I brought 2 different kinds of weed for us to try tonight. Just like already just blitz.
I was
Like,
literally
So you talking about
teary-eyed,
Sarah
big
or your-
smile.
Yeah, Sarah.
she's-
Okay.
I was literally sitting in my chair like, God damn it! Like
It was so funny.
I was like,
Did they
one,
ruin the movie by being too high?
no, they ruined the fights.
Yeah, we for sure did. We
Idiots.
talked all
No,
over
just,
the fights.
Like I'm watching the fights, and I'm like, oh, this is my, a guy I actually know, and they're like, blah blah blah, and it just went to like, it just went to like, oh, I go to this place to get weed, and there's
The lamest conversation they could have.
yeah, I buy it on fucking discount from this place, and he's like, oh shit, you're fucking.
I got unicorn cake.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I'm also lame.
He's like, oh, weed scientist, and then they went into like conversations that I would legit like punch myself in the face if I found myself in the middle of that conversation. Like I'd be like, all right, I am not a person that's worth listening to right now. No one should hear what I'm saying. And they were doing it over fights. One of which was literally a person I know personally. Like I know.
You're trying to tell them things about it and shit.
Yeah, I'm like, oh guys, check this. Like this is a guy that I know, and he's like, yeah, but about I don't know, dinosaur disco egg dick, whatever brand, fucking
I
weed.
imagine-
And I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? And they're like, oh, a strain of
Dinosaur
weed.
disco, eh?
Bro, I imagine you watch the fights the way that Frank from F is for Family watches like TV in general. Just like, everyone shut the fuck up, and then just sits there and watches TV. And like, if anybody bothers you in your can of beer, you're upset.
I
In
want
your
to,
case-
but I don't.
I don't know.
But you're mad
Depends
internally,
on
right?
the fight. Like depends. Like that one, I could let go. Like if it was a fight I really really like wanted to see, yeah, there would have been a hey, fuck you guys, shut up. But I was letting them go, and then I was like, hey, like I literally checked with both. I'm like, are you guys sober enough to watch this movie?
Yeah.
And it's what movie did you guys end up
We were both
watching?
like, yeah. And 35 minutes in was when I started getting like,
It's a
blacking
movie
out?
called John Dies at the End.
What's it about? What's the premise?
oh man.
Another one of those, huh?
Yeah, well,
Is that every movie that you watch? It's like, what's this movie like? I don't. You just start sweating, just like sighs and fucking like just fat people and just. Bleh.
not all of them, but
Dude, it was so weird, man.
it's such a fun, like the podcast we did made it sound like it was utterly impossible to follow,
Yeah.
just because they were jumping back and forth like from
That's how the movie
beginning
is.
of the
how the
movie
movie
to the
is.
end of the movie and it already jumps around, so they were making it way more
Yeah.
complicated.
I went to go make a Photoshop, and I was like, "Can you send me?" Because we're doing this thing where Lloyd takes pictures of whoever's movie it is. We're gonna take pictures of the other people's reactions to the movie, and Lloyd's are the best because they're like weird, hateable, fucking fun movies that like you're gonna get facial reactions out of anybody that's never seen these fucking things before. So it makes for good compilations for the Photoshops. And I was like, all right, now send me a selfie of you. And he sends me a screenshot of the movie, and it's just like it's a monster that's made of like I've never seen it. but it's a
Meat
monster
monster.
made of like sausages and fucking like old,
Steaks and a turkey. And
There's a turkey head and it's got
Yeah.
fucking like little drumstick hands. I was like, what is happening in this?
What got me so
fucking-
weak was that meat monster specifically because
I can see your
didn't-
face.
I didn't even know it was coming. So like the movie starts with some weird scenes, but eventually it shows like the two main characters being teenage Ghostbusters, and they're in this basement looking for a ghost that this girl told them about. And they stumble upon this meat freezer, and they open up, and they're like,
oh,
"Whoa,
this guy must have been a hunter.
Right, and they're looking through the meats, and as soon as they open it up and the meats are there, Sarah goes, "Meat monster!" like right away. I was like, "What?
'Cause,
No!"
hold on,
Turn
here's
around, she's
the,
sucking Lloyd off.
no, here's the part that
The meat monster.
here's
All
the
right.
part that Luke didn't. We played the trailer beforehand, and the meat monster's absolutely in the trailer. But Luke was so far out of it that he completely like glazed over the trailer. So when I turned around, like, "Are you guys too high to watch this, or should we do it?" He goes, "Yeah," and I went,
If you looked into the whites of his eyes, there's a Hayao Miyazaki movie clearly playing,
Yeah,
like a project. Spirited Away, there's dragons and there's fucking. He was like, "Yeah, dude, let's watch it."
"Yeah." He was straight.
Fucking awesome.
He was like Studio Ghibli eyes.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
He's like, "Kiki,
I want to get that kind of high.
you were."
Yeah, well,
Dude, he was talking like until we started. Luckily, when we started recording, he actually went back to like almost normal speed of speaking. During the movie, there's a handful of times I'd say something and his response would come out, and it sound like if you put like a finger on a record player just to slow it down a little bit. Like there's a couple responses where he was like, "Yeah, dude, that was fucking weird."
It was a long night. I think I got home at like 4:45 in the morning.
I was legit like concerned, like, "Oh, he probably won't be able to do the podcast." And then he started going back closer to normal. And I'm like, "All right, fuck it, let's go for it."
God
right,
damn it. I don't even
anyway.
know I'm going to edit this. I'm just
All right,
going to cut out where I said.
We're gonna go back to. There's parts during it where Luke was going like, "Dude, that was fucking weird," and I'm like, "Dude, he's talking too slow. I don't know if we can do the podcast." Some of the weed wore off a little bit, and he drank a Monster energy drink and kind of came back a little bit to normal.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, "Yeah, fuck it, let's go ahead. We'll record the podcast." And then him and Sarah continued to half speed talk to each other because I think that's all either one of them could keep up with. So half of the podcast is me going like, "Oh," and then this part, like I'm trying to make sense of the things they're saying, and they're like, "Yeah."
Was it a good podcast, though? Is it worth listening to?
Yeah, it should be. It
right.
was them being very high and me being trying not to get frustrated with how much they jumped around with it.
We got to figure out a format for that show. We just freeball it. It's
Yeah.
like 2 a.m, like weirdness.
The movie doesn't even
Hit the
go
button.
in canonical like order of its own timeline.
Canonical, chronological.
Yeah,
Yes, that's the
chronological
word I
is
was
the
looking
word.
for.
Canonical would be like if it was
Chronologically, it doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it does, but it just I can see where it jumps around and can be a
It
little
doesn't
hard to
even
follow.
notify you when it jumps around.
I mean, it
Like
kinda
when you
does.
explained after it was done that the scene in the beginning where they're being teenage Ghostbusters was like that actually happens a little after the end. I was like, how was I supposed to know that? I didn't know that at
I
all.
mean, he tells you pretty directly, like when he's
Does he?
narrating. Yeah,
interesting.
You're right. You did say that the both of us were gonna have to watch that again when we weren't nearly as intoxicated.
More importantly, how big is John's penis?
At least 3 fists.
Interesting. Okay, next question in the
All right,
Discord group. We're coming up on 50 minutes.
Erica also asked, "It would be cool to." Oh no, sorry, that was the one I just did. Sorry, Turbo Potato. Oh god, I hate this. To be honest, I kind of know more about Lloyd. I'm sure you got more stories to tell, not necessarily just ones where you shred some people or shred some fool. And Erica says like where he got his gypsy curse for luck from.
Okay, tell that story.
That's just like old Viking payback.
What?
Like the karma of why my luck sucks so much is probably just what my ancestors did to every other like group of people around them for about
Rape and
400
murder
years.
mostly?
Yeah, it was a lot of that.
A lot of axes to the head and unwanted penises to
Raping,
unwilling
pillaging.
vaginas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Snatching up people that they thought were interesting or could fight well. Just be like, oh, you're one of us now. If not, your whole family and village dies.
Oh man, you imagine how bad like fucking villager snatch has got to smell? It's got to be rough. I mean, on top of like you got to stay hard during a rape. Like I don't.
No, the Vikings
That's
always had
wild to me that you're just like and you're rock hard. Like you got to be a monster. You got to be a legit fucking monster.
All right, so give me a little bit of ease up on me a little bit when I tell stories about what I do, and realize that that is my heritage and that's where I come from.
Rape. You are rape culture.
What?
Yeah,
Damn,
you
that
are
took
rape
a real
culture.
weird turn, man. I burned like pictures of people's grandmas, not fucking rape them.
No, your
Jesus.
culture is rape.
No,
He's
your
saying
culture is rape.
Well,
That's the
You
name
are
of the
rape
episode.
culture.
Lloyd's rape culture.
Lloyd is from rape culture.
Lloyd is rape
Hold
culture.
on, let me push this button again.
Lloyd's rape culture. No!
No, see, we always made
People
really
aren't gonna like that.
we made really good boats, so maybe they just took them and dunked them in salt water for a while to.
Boats and sunstones and weird
Sunstones?
sacrifices and
Sunstones is in.
sunstones. Yeah, like that's how they got to what, America? That's how they were able to see the sun through the clouds. Were sunstones.
Yeah, that's so the
Science.
or rape stones. They had
We had those too, but oddly enough, they all just were Brian Callen's face carved in a stone.
oh man, get it? Because he rapes.
All the time.
Is he a rapist? Is
I
that real?
don't know. I know he was real weird. So I'm conflicted. I got to hang out with him, and he was a very fun dude. But I also saw him be very, very creepy to a local comic named Kelly. And so I was kind of torn on, like, he kept asking me zoo questions, and I'm like,
Well, he's just staring at her tits and
It's
rubbing
like-
his hands together and licking his lips.
well, like, I hit a point many times where I'm like,
What
I
are
feel
these
like I should
giraffes
just
like?
walk away now. Like, I hit many times where I'm like, I don't like where this is at. I should probably walk away, but
Yeah.
yeah, he kept asking me stuff, and I talked to him, and then, like, after that weekend,
I like
felt-
that the story
I
is
felt
that
weird.
Brian Callen put you in a situation where you don't want to talk to him any longer, where you're just like the position the comics normally in, where it's
Right.
like, fuck, I don't want to talk to this guy.
It
And
very much was. Like,
you're there like, yeah, it's nice. Yeah, the zoo's fun. I really got, okay, yeah, I guess I'll answer you.
and then, like, a few
fucking
weeks
question.
after, he'd, like, send me random text messages like, oh, I was talking to my daughter about this, and what is... And I'm like, fuck, with what I know now, like, this seems weirder.
Yeah.
Like, he's asking me, like, questions for, like, his kids about zoo stuff. And I'm like, but you made me uncomfortable with how creepy you were being.
Oh, I thought he was asking you Viking questions. Like, is it true if I drink her blood after I rape her that I'll gain her village's powers? So.
Some tells me he knows those answers.
Rape.
Remember, like,
powers.
Yeah,
he was
dude.
on
Hey,
Mad
Turbo
TV.
Potato, did you think we were going to talk about rape for 10 minutes after you wrote that question in Discord? Yeah, that's... So, when you want to know more about Lloyd's sensitive backstory that has nothing to do with fighting people...
Just
and
type in
killing-
rape culture on YouTube.
Yeah, and you'll
in
find...
Google.
I'll make sure, since I'm doing a lot of work on this podcast, that it's tied immediately to Lloyd Johnson.
Thanks. Hold on.
Episode 181, rape culture.
Oh,
I
my
love that you
God.
guys don't realize how often I'm, like, upsetting Cody on purpose.
I'm used to it now.
Oh, that's fine.
No, it's fine.
Do
It really...
I just keep hitting the button on the computer so it
I
pulls up
wonder
the
if
same
it's
thing.
ruining the computer. That would just be really hilarious.
I think I'm just going to take the components out of that and put in the other, and
Maybe.
because all these pieces are fucking loose. And
Or we can open it up and see if we can make all the components taut again. We'll make it nice and taut. But first, we're going to move everything around several times before we take two computers apart and rebuild it. Because I don't want to do that. That was me burping. Sorry. What? Any more Discord questions?
I think
You want to save them for the Patreon?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we hit the bulk of...
Do you not like this podcast?
No, it's fine.
I feel like
I
nobody
just like
likes
that
this
you guys
podcast.
found little, like, digs at me that I don't normally get from you two. So now, like, I'm trying to stop the part of my brain who's like, do worse to death. Like that same, like,
burn their grandpa's photos.
yeah, I'm just trying, like, my brain's trying to go into a place where I'm like, find a way to size
Wait, you're mad at us?
Not at all. It's not mad. It's just what
Get
my
even?
head does is like, oh, take it further than everybody else in the room.
Wait, take it further. Go ahead. What? And with words,
No.
you psycho, with words.
No, because you don't. I don't want to be that guy that does the shit that my brain says. My brain says shit that I don't ever want to be a
All
part
right,
of.
so if somebody else were to say that to you, what would you say? And hypothetically, in that world, that someone else has freckles and his dad killed himself. It's a conglomerate of the two of me.
I'd probably-
us.
I'd probably go with like, you don't get to comment on my rape culture when you used to get beat up by your wife.
Oh, okay, that's an interesting one.
Like we're just
Yeah, stuff that has nothing to do with either of us.
yeah, just ways to dig back in, or like, hey, I'm sorry your dad didn't love you or hug you, but that doesn't mean you have to shit on my culture.
Well, the difference is you didn't rape anybody.
No, but I could.
I love that argument. That's going in the clips.
Both of you.
That's for sure going in the clips.
Hold on, include this part though. I surely meant that as in both of you.
He's talking to women. There's two women in the room that he's making weird eye contact.
No, I meant.
All right, that's all the time in the world
I
we
meant
have
that
with
if I-
podcasts,
Sure, he
and
doesn't
that's-
rape you guys.
No, I'm saying that if I wanted to have sex with Cody and or
Leave
Luke,
now while he's
it is
distracted.
totally up to me.
Leave now while he's distracted. Okay, they escaped. Don't worry. Nobody got raped in the
They're
making of
safe
this
now.
podcast. There's two women.
I called
totally
an Uber
safe.
like 10 minutes ago.
Luke's
actually.
gonna rape him in that Uber later though. All right,
They're
this
not
episode.
cats.
On that note, this episode's sponsored by Anthony Tank Mansfield.
Jesus
Hey
Christ.
Tank, how do you like this?
What
How do you like this
episode
segue, Tank?
was.
Yeah.
I know we've never met, but I'm glad that I'm now your favorite host of the podcast.
Yeesha.
Oh man, if you want to hear more rape jokes like that, and Lloyd says the N-word, go check out patreon.com / the bastard sermon, where Lloyd every week says the N-word, and you won't know that for sure. You won't be able to cancel us for that or be mad at Lloyd unless you check and verify if I'm being an asshole or not. So you'll have to give us $5 to find out. And if you want to do that to try to cancel us,
Oh my God.
you're gonna have to go to patreon.com / the bastard sermon.
I like that
and-
Cody's risking surgery over $5 per person.
$5 will help pay for whatever Lloyd's gonna do to me for whatever.
I'm gonna need complete reconstruction of my nostrils and sinus cavities and probably a few
If we
teeth,
could get
but $5 per
$5
person.
from all
If we
the
can get
all the
$5
stuff
for
I'm
every
gonna do.
time Lloyd says the N-word, we might be able to save and pay for Cody's surgery.
I'm just gonna teach to box real well.
Anyways, I'm gonna have to cut that out.
I'm just being silly.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So we saved this at the end with rape and fucking N-words.
I just can't let
I
things
like
Saved
be
by
nice.
rape and N-words. Is that the name of the episode?
Rape and N-words?
Just
What
name
a
the episode
fucking
"Come
title.
Town Light."
Yeah, it is. This is like the Bush Light of Come Down. Yeah. So or what you said, which was better than Bush Light of Come Down, which makes
Seaman City.
no sense. Seaman City. Yeah. This is Jizz Village. All right. This episode, as all episodes,
Jizz Junction.
is sponsored by the amazing, the talented, the incredible, the long
Tiny
dick
Dick
wizard,
Tiny Dick
Anthony
Torture.
Tank Mansfield. You can check out all his shit at his website, neiltoknoone.com, or his Instagram handle, the same shit, neiltoknoone. He makes glassware, interesting art starting at $30 if you want some custom shit, and enamel pens, t-shirts. It's all fucking cool. Check it out.
Doesn't he also
He's
have
got
a
a
podcast?
podcast called What You Into. I was getting to it.
Has he not invited me on that?
Not yet. I don't think so. You would know because he would invite you.
I know.
See that's how that works.
He talked to me, but
Well, you think after we transition from
invite.
rape and N-words that this is the episode to be like, come on, Mansfield, nudge, 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 time to.
Well, what's your
Have you
hobby,
not-
Lloyd?
me on-
I have a hobby for saying N-words and like different
saying, no, that-
accents.
yeah, you
I
I
could
love.
I could have thrown this in at any of them. It is specifically this one that I'm choosing to point out he hasn't invited me on because we had such a weird transition. That's my sense of humor. Sorry.
I hope we get in trouble for this episode, because then we could actually get some fucking traction.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Cancel the bastard sermon.
If y'all could just cancel us, that'd be sweet. Like, if y'all can get real mad about all this shit, write a letter to whoever gets letters.
But still don't report anything in the group
God
page.
damn, I hate
But
you.
also complain.
Yeah, complain to, like...
Complain, but don't report.
Can we get a article to call us Nazis? Do we have to, like, rail against?
Yeah, if we have any fans
'Cause it
that
isn't
are
true,
writers, like satire writers, just go ahead and just say we're like raping Nazis. Like
Specifically,
we are Nazis that rape. We're not raping Nazis.
No. Go the other way.
Like-
We're raping
Oh,
Nazis.
we are
That's way
raping
more
Nazis.
interesting to a lot more
okay.
people.
So we're Jew hunters that.
Oh, what? Jesus,
What?
no. We are raping the Nazis is what
We're
Lloyd's trying
raping
to
the
say.
Jew hunters.
You fucking psychopath.
God damn, Luke.
Jesus, don't actually give them that. You just gave them something. All right, now we are canceled. Fuck. Please get mad at us. I want more people to listen to this because we have good episodes and none of you fucks listen anymore. So, yeah, we're just
Our
gonna...
numbers are slowly going back up. If you haven't been on Live
Not
Stream.
after this episode. Not after this bad boy goes out.
No. I feel like they'll do fine.
Yeah, on that note, somebody else that pays us money and wants to be attached to all this Nazi rape talk.
All right, I know you guys need a brand new, spanking, amazing, wonderful bong. Yeah, that's right, a water pipe. Or perhaps you need a bowl for your tobacco. Or maybe you need a one-hitter, a puck. Who knows? Screens, they've got them. I'm talking about Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. You need to go to Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. They've got the best shit, the top quality for the lowest of prices. You need to go check them out. And they have two shops, one of which at 937 Monmouth Street, Newport, Kentucky, 41071. And the other one is at 11424 Montgomery Road, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45249. And let them know you're a bastard, and you'll get 15% off your discount. Go and get your shit. They've got Delta 8. They've got Kratom. They've got it all. Just go buy the shit. Give them your money. Do it, and let them know you're a bastard.
How much off? 5%?
15.
15? How are they even making money giving bastards a 15% discount?
Take advantage of it.
By
Come on,
throwing
you
in hand
fucking
jobs in
drug
the
addicts. I
background.
know you want something from a smoke shop. Go buy it from our smoke shop and
Do
get you
it.
a fat little discount. All right? They can't even possibly be making money. Go. I know you fucking... I almost just said a terrible word.
Yep.
Starts with a J. You guys figure it out. I know you... J word. Like,
I watched
good
his,
deal.
I watched his face go, I know, and then he went, no. Like I saw his face like break down.
Yeah, I was like...
So I was like, oh, what is he about to say?
Figure out the word that starts with a J. It wasn't Jews. It wasn't It wasn't Jews. It was Jews. I hope we get so much trouble. I don't give a fuck anymore.
All right. So yeah. Anyway,
I'm gonna get our whole podcast shut down because I couldn't get the cameras working.
Yep, I was
and I'm
gonna say.
upset.
Cody couldn't
God.
get it up for a day, and now he's just trashing the relationship.
Are you mad? Or
Not at all.
Okay, good. I was like worried.
I'm just picturing how things are for your girlfriends.
Oh yeah, just being my woke girlfriend.
You couldn't get it up for one day, so you're just like, I'm gonna crash my car and fucking scream at you.
That's not exactly what. All right, it's pretty much what happened. It wasn't because I couldn't get it up. It was because I crashed my car.
But
it was
that
it's a long
probably
story.
added to it.
I didn't crash my car. Police listening. That didn't happen. But if it did, we'll talk about it on the Patreon. Pay us $5. Stupid little fucking fat little bacony pig fucking bitches. All right. This episode is also sponsored by. Yeah, you fatback little. Fucking This episode is also sponsored by the... It's not really sponsored. It doesn't give us money. But I'm going to continue to insist upon saying that he's a sponsor. The former host, one that Wood replaced, Patrick Seda. He does some cool art. You want to go and check it out? You go to Dark Mountain Cult, and that's on Instagram, and buy some of his...
And I don't hate you.
Yeah, you didn't make that very clear in all the other episodes where you talk shit on him. But yeah, he doesn't hate you, Pat.
I don't hate you.
This is so weird.
And
to
Pat,
do
I would
right
really
now.
I would actually really enjoy having you on
Let's do
to
it.
hear what you think of what it's been.
Come back on, baby G.
I'm sure Pat feels so uncomfortable right now. All right, Patrick, we're trying to help you. Go and buy Patrick's fucking
Yeah, we need
His
help.
art's dope.
You need help.
Dark Mountain Cult, baby boy.
His art
Dark
is dope.
Mountain Cult. Go and check it out. It's fucking awesome. Love you, Pat. Love everything you've done for the show.
Yeah,
I
love you,
love
man.
the shit that you're building now. He might be doing a video game show, and that'll be really cool. Almost as cool as Fuck You, We Like the Bengals, which
Yeah.
is Lloyd Johnson,
Wow, man.
Alex motherfucking Schubert. They do a roast joke based podcast where they just talk crazy amounts of shit about everybody that's playing against the Bengals. They do it in the off season, they do it in the on season, they do it inside your mom's house while they're fucking your dad in the ass. It's a great podcast. Go and check that shit out. There's no Nazi rape talk as far as I know, but the first chance that I get to be invited on this podcast will be the most Nazi and rape talk that you've ever heard in your entire life.
Oh, you guys will be on this coming up season, but I'm going to make you really write roast jokes, both of you.
That'll be easy. That'll be so easy. I'll just look at Luke and I'll just stare
Let's
at
just
him.
look at Luke.
I'll pretend that he's Antonio Brown or whoever. That's the only.
Yeah?
Yeah, it'll be weird, but it'll work. It'll work.
I'll just look at Cody and write Cody roast jokes.
All right.
They'll be like, "Well, we need jokes for like the Pelicans," and I'll be
They'll
like,
be
"Nah,
horrifically
just fucking-
outdated.
I got
Not
jokes
even
for
an NFL
Cody."
team.
Oh, I know it.
Yeah, I need jokes for the Mighty Ducks or the other NFL teams, like the.
All right,
The
well,
Yankees.
playful
This
platypuses.
This is really pulling away from you guys actually listening to the podcast, but yeah, fuck you like the Bengals. It's fun. All right, so Cody,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
push your button.
Check it out. It's awesome for real.
We love you.